So, 7th graders, I told you yesterday that when you write a proportion, you are writing using ratios, and you're going to be using those. You can use those to solve all kinds of problems that you encounter in the real world. I use the example of mixing gas and oil to have the right mixture so that when you put it in an engine, like a chainsaw or a weed whacker or some lawnmowers, snow throwers, things like that, outboard motors, it doesn't burn up the engine. Those engines require more lubrication in the engine in order to not burn up, okay? So you have to mix in the gas and the oil at the proper ratio. You can solve proportions by doing that. One of the proportions that they use in the book to teach you about this is example 3 on page 299. So in this one it says 100 nautical miles equals 1 standard or statute miles. To the nearest mile, how far in statute miles is 156 nautical miles? Okay? So, when we go to our steps on solving proportions, you can write a proportion or write a ratio that's given using the information. And in example 3, the first part of it tells you the first ratio. It gives you a ratio of nautical miles to standard miles or statute miles. What is that ratio that's given in example 3? In the first line. Look at example 3. Look at example 3, and in the first line it says 100
and 15. 115.
100 nautical miles okay equals what? How many statute miles?
100.
Yes. 115 standard or statute miles. Those are the miles that we're familiar with. Okay? So, we can use this ratio then. This is a true ratio. And we can use that ratio to find a different distance. In the question it says, so using that ratio to the nearest mile, how far in statute miles is 156 nautical miles? So we want to know, if this is a true ratio, how many of these miles is 156 nautical miles. And we can write this as we can set up a proportion with those 3 numbers. Here's how to do it. You use the proportion that's given, or the ratio that's given, and set up the proportion so that the same labels are on the same level. Okay? Let's use NM for nautical miles and SM for standard or statute miles. Alright? And let's write it this way. 100 NA over 115 standard miles. And then to write a proportion, we have to write another ratio. We're given one of the numbers, 156 nautical miles. Where should we put it? Should we put it on the top line or on the bottom line? Where should we put that?
You didn't already say it.
I know. It's too big. Where should we put it, Jen? On the top line, right. 156 nautical miles. So then what goes on the bottom line?
A vowel.
A letter. Yeah. We need to choose a letter. Like M for miles. So we can use M, standard miles. And notice that whenever you set up a proportion using 3 numbers, and if you label those numbers correctly, if you keep those the same labels on the same level, you can solve this proportion. Now, to solve it, what did we learn about solving it? What should we do first? Carson? Good. Cross multiply. 156 times 115.
Oh,
And write that answer.
940.
72,000?
17.
17,940.
The answer is.
And we don't need to label that, okay? What do we need to set it equal to? Because we keep the equal sign in the middle.
M equals 100.
100 M. Yep. Now, how to solve it for M? Roy?
You do 17,940 divided by 100, which equals 179.4.
Good. Yep.
Okay, is there another step to this?
No.
What? This is all it is?
This is all it is.
Are we gonna test them?
Writing. Yes. Yes.
This is basically the same thing. This is the same thing as just writing the numbers.
It's just writing the numbers in. You have to take the numbers from the problem and write them in and set up the problem so that the same labels are on the same level. Okay? Let me give you another example, one that's going to be on a test. Okay? On maps, for example, oftentimes on maps, it will give you that a distance on a map equals actual distance. So, for example, 1 inch on a map, yeah, equals like 56 miles. Okay? So, how would you find how many 83 miles are? How far is 83 miles on a map? What would you do? Nate?
Put the 83 on the top of the bottom of that line,
Good.
and then you would probably use an I.
I for inches. Good.
And then you would do cross multiple, and that would be 83, and then 56, 83 divided by 56 is 1.4, so what?
I thought 4.8. Yeah.
I can't
So-
have to say the first number.
About 1 point, what?
1.482.
So about 1.5 inches. Good. Yep.
Do you all know I hate her?
Yep. Now, this can work for pretty much any situation. Look at your, in your assignment, number 21, page 300, go to number 21. This is part of your assignment. I'll do this first one, page 300. Okay. Someone read number 21. Emily? Where's your book?
I have it with me.
All right, open it.
Cole.
All right, Cole.
Alright. At the photocopies. At the coffee
Coffee shop.
coffee shop.
Yep.
18 copies cost $1.08. At that rate, how much will 40 copies cost?
Correct. And you can use a proportion to solve this. So go ahead and see if you can set that up. Yep, set up a proportion.
18 copies. It's coffees.
How do you know whether to take?
Coffees? At a coffee shop?
Oh,
I think it's a coffee shop.
I heard you say coffee.
Oh,
I was like, yeah.
no, it's a copy, like a Kinko's or an Office Depot or a UPS store.
I thought you were going to say Home Depot. I was like,
Okay,
yeah.
set up a proportion. What can you put on the other side?
C.
Yeah, C for cost or D for dollars? Yep, either one would be fine.
money.
M for money? Yep, those are all good. As long as your letter has a meaning, it has, it references what you are trying to find.
I got the answer.
Oh, this is simple.
Alright.
What did you label? Did you label correctly?
Did I label correctly?
Well, it says,
Bigger.
so the same labels are on the same level.
So we got.
Okay, so did you label the other number?